All right, haves and have nots fans. Yeah, this is just speculation. Nothing has been confirmed, but go ahead and like the video, hit subscribe, click that bell notification icon. That way you don't miss out whenever I post new content. So when you click the bell, click all and allow all notifications to come through. And follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Is season 8 the final season? Now, I think that there are conflicting stories, like going back to Gavin, aka Jeffrey, doing an interview about a year or so ago, pretty much stating that, hey, we're talking about season 9, it's pretty much as, whatever Tyler says we're going to do. And, they had filmed season 8 already. So the next season's already in the books, hence why it's coming back. So, well, not why it's coming back so soon, but, it is already done. But, I'm just, a bit wary because, again, this is OWN and 2020 has been pretty odd. First they announced that Ambitions will not be coming back for season 2. Then they announced Greenleaf. And then shortly after they announced Greenleaf, it's like, oh, the final season. Wait, what? If Loving You is wrong, they announced it's returning. Great. It's the final season. What? Now it's like, oh, we're bringing back the haves and the have-nots early. Ooh. But then it's like, I'm waiting. I'm going to be waiting for next Tuesday because I don't know why, but OWN has had a interesting thing about, hey, let's announce the return of a show today. And then like a week later, we're going to announce that it's the final season. But I think maybe for Greenleaf, it was announced that it's the final season. And then the very next week, they said there was a spinoff. And then with If Loving You Was Wrong, it's like, who is Alex? And it's like, well, we really didn't find out. We just know that she has multiple personalities, essentially, but we never found out who the father of the baby was. So with the haves and the have-nots, I am definitely going to be looking out. I will say this. It would be pretty interesting if next Tuesday they announced that season 8 is the last season, considering it is the election day. So it was like, oh yeah, well, the final day to cast your votes is November 3rd. Matter of fact, it is the final season of the haves and the have-nots. So there's that aspect of it. But I get it, and people have the right, even though it does just get annoying when people constantly say this. But yeah, I know I don't have to review the show if I don't want to. It's just one of those things where I am that guy. People know me as the haves and I feel like myself, Ashley Miller, and like maybe 3 other YouTubers are like in that conversation of the haves and the have-nots people. But at the end of the day, it's like I just ain't got that fire anymore, guys. I don't. Because the show isn't good anymore. It isn't. The acting seems phoned in. The scenes are drawn out. That's not anything new, but it's like I don't see why we're adding so many characters for no good reason at all. And I could just go on and on. I just don't have it in me. But I would not care if this was the final season. Yes, I have problems with some of the BET shows Tyler Perry puts out, but at the end of the day, they do hold my interest. Somebody in the comments said assisted living is better than the haves and the have-nots. I don't know if I'd go that far, but at the same time, it's like, at least House of Pain has more to talk about. Even when there's things I don't like, I can say, well, what about the whole Miranda and Calvin thing and then the Jasmine thing? At least that's a talking point. With the haves and the have-nots, it's the same thing every time. So is the show getting ready to have its final season? Honestly, I don't think so, because I feel like we would have heard about that by then. But then again, the cast have told me they don't know about season 9. Some have said, no, it's true. Some might know something the others don't. Specifically main versus secondary cast, not to mention the pandemic threw things out of whack. So I feel like if the pandemic never happened, season 9 would have been filmed if it was indeed supposed to happen, because look at how fast Tyler Perry films stuff. But overall, I just feel like the show has, I'm not able to say anything that hasn't already been said. I just feel like the show, it's run its course. It's like daytime soap. I just don't know how. I remember there was a time people wanted the show to be 5 days a week. I remember that's how good the show was, but I remember like, no, because if it's 5 days a week, then things will start to drag out. We're talking once a week, aka 20 episodes a season, and things have just been criminally dragged out. That's the thing, because people always talk about daytime soaps and how man, that's not fair. Daytime soaps don't do any better than the Tyler Perry. Well, daytime does have the excuse of being 5 days a week, aka 20 plus episodes a month, whereas Tyler Perry has 20 episodes a year, only if, one season's air per year. So I don't see why it drags the way it does. So is season okay? Well, would you care? Would you want season 8 to be the final season? I mean, some people have legit said they're done. Like tonight, last night was it, or they quit this season. I mean, my mom has not watched a single episode due to the fact she's been working overtime and what. I think she said I think she's going to be retiring within the next couple of years, and I think she just just working while she can to make more money. And it's like I told her, like, look, you have not missed anything. I mean, the only thing she went out of her way to watch was Greenleaf. And I don't blame her for that. And if Loving You is wrong. But for the haves and the have-nots, I feel like, to be honest, if they announced the final season of the haves and the have-nots, it would get crazy ratings, even more so than it is now. But I honestly don't see what is the drawing point of the show anymore. Even for the people that say Veronica's the best part, do you honestly think Veronica's as good as she used to be? I mean, because Veronica's just a homophobic cougar at this point. And it's just ridiculous how OP she is compared to everyone else in regards to being able to outsmart, outwit, outplan everyone. It's ridiculous. So what do you think? Is season 8 the final season? Would you care if it's the final season? Do you want more haves and have-nots? I mean, people ask me, it's like, well, if the show got better, would you want it to go on? I think the show has gone like 3 seasons too long. They need to wrap up the storylines that were introduced that have been dropped by the wayside and just give it a proper send-off, because at this point, I think the show, it can be saved, but at the same time, the past couple years are a huge stain on its reputation. So I'll leave it at that. But if you'd like to donate to the channel, feel free to do so on PayPal, Cash App, or join Patreon for as little as $1 a month. And with that being said, I'll catch you all in the next video.